Welcome to Good News Week. And the big news? If you're like me, you've always wanted your very own mini-me robot that looks and sounds just like you. Well, rejoice, my friends, for a toy company in Japan has answered our prayers. Identical, as long as you wear the same clothes. They're ideal for people who want children they can switch off and put in a cupboard when they become boring. They're perfect for people who, for legal reasons, aren't allowed to breed. And excellent for people who are unable to naturally conceive a robot version of themselves. The mini-me costs $3,300, but for an extra $700, they'll throw in a teeny-weeny Tokyo for you to stomp all over. The robots can do everything you can do, except walk, pick things up, breathe, think, fall in love, eat and die. They have 1,001 uses, most of them illegal. All of them sexy. That threesome with a midget you've always fantasised about, can now involve you twice. Come on, let's be honest. Come on, be honest with me. As soon as you get your mini-me home, you'll dress it up in a little maid's costume, cover it in whipped cream, and make love to it as it whispers your name with your own voice. Or just me. A study by Iowa State University has found evidence of increased violence amongst children who've been exposed to cartoons like Scooby-Doo. Oh, no! Thank you. Oh, no! Been working on that all week. The kids would have got away with it too if it weren't for those meddling researchers. And children who watch Pepe Le Pew all grow up to be serial cat rooters. The study found TV characters also taught children indirect aggression, such as rumour spreading, gossiping, eye-rolling and ignoring others, in case you wondered where politicians come from. Well, let's be honest, kids today are a lot more violent than the days before TV, when you had to make your own fun by stabbing rabbits or invading China. But Scooby-Doo isn't supposed to promote violence. It's supposed to promote the occult, smoking dope and lesbianism. And that's the good news.
It's good news week. Someone dropped a bomb somewhere, contaminating the atmosphere and blackening the sky. It's good news week. Someone found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on and never die. It's good news week. It's good news week.
Hello. Thank you, good evening. Tonight, with all of us naked from the waist down, the top sort, Claire Hooper. Heading to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival with his hit show, live and uncensored, the deceptively simple Akmal Saleh. And the big noise up the back of Spiderbait, now with a solo album called Mixtape, the one-name wrecking ball, Kram. And they're diving out of the sun at the human meerkat, Mikey Robbins. With a new book called Don't You Know Who I Used to Be, about to hit the shelves, the juicy Julia Morris.
Oh, it's my book.
And the former Australian netball captain, now an expert commentator for the ANZ Championships, the lovely Liz Ellis.
It's her book. It's her book.
So you have a book. You have a book out.
I know. Who would have thought that I could write a book that wasn't in crayon?
Oh, no, actually,
I'm reading it. I got cross when you stole it.
Well, people come up to me all the time and say, I know who you used to be. And then loads of people come up and say, I loved you on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah. I wasn't on Dancing with the Stars.
I was so excited to meet Julia because she used to be on the Netty show, which used to be a bit of a piss take at the footy show. And she was a netty player. And she was like the best netty player ever because all she did was drink.
I was the dipper.
You were the dipper?
I was the dipper. I was mad for it.
And I used to watch it religiously because it wasn't all about netball at all. It was about...
It was about making fun of the footy show.
Yeah.
I suppose you wore men's clothing.
No, but I get it. No, yes.
That always helps a joke when you say, oh, I get it. That's where you've been quite quiet, Kram.
Yeah, I'm just taking it all in. I'm sitting next to the mouse from the south.
Yeah, man.
Just
25 bucks. What a bargain.
We made the deal. He said, if you shut up, I'll push your CD.
Yeah.
So this is out now, is it? This one?
Yeah.
I've got one as well. They're everywhere.
Hey, no, wait a minute. Check this out. I did really a lot of work on the artwork here. Took years of a lot of painstaking effort and... Check it out.
Wow.
That's so Warhol.
That took a long time, ladies and gentlemen.
That's such a shame because no one buys CDs anymore.
My mother would never download.
But I didn't bag out the netball or anything.
Yeah.
I was a bit nice. I'm not bagging out netball. Only 2 countries play it. It's a crap sport.
OK, the teams now seem to be quite vibed.
Yeah.
So we call this first skirmish. What's the story, Claire? Akmal, Kram, roll up.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like Melbourne.
That's San Francisco.
Yeah, that looks like San Francisco. That's
the... Oh, yes.
Nice.
The stash.
What's that?
That's like your house.
Are they chiquitos?
No, this is fantastic news for people like me and you.
Yeah.
And this politician wants to legalise marijuana.
That is making such an assumption about rock musicians.
Yes, well, you know, we're all incredibly civilised.
I mean, I
We might well have you back for a cognac later and maybe even a little touch-up.
Yes. A touch-up, but not before about 5 bongs.
Oh, continue.
Because that's the only way I could... No, this is...
But what we now know is that there is a way.
There's always a way.
All cats are black at night.
That's right.
It's not a black joke, it's everyone... You don't know who's sucking your cock when the lights are out.
I never thought I'd say this. Back to Akmal.
Yeah. Now, well, this guy actually he makes a good point because he says if we legalise it, we can tax people, right? And collect the tax from the people who purchase it.
And we're talking about marijuana.
Marijuana, yes. And it's true, it will help the economy because certain items will go up in sale, will increase in sale, like garden hoses, orange juice bottles, chocolate biscuits, lava lamps.
And I think Americans drink way too much coffee as it is, so let's mellow out.
Chill out, Americans.
Have a chill pill, you know.
Have a chill pill.
I had a tour manager once who had 27 milkshake-sized coffees from the shop back. Like, literally, and I just... That's right.
They go to Starbucks and suddenly they want to invade a country.
But it is a good idea. Like, the more American states, you know, embrace the marijuana, tax it, etc., the less American people are going to be focused on the, say, global economy problems. You know, they're going to be like, 72 trillion deficit? I've got a 72 trillion snack deficit.
You know they're going to tax it, right? And I think they could do a lot of good with that money. Like, if they tax Amy Winehouse alone, they can build 5 hospitals.
Oh, hey! No. I'm excited because I wrote an Amy Winehouse joke. It only took me 2 years. Did you hear Amy Winehouse is releasing her own fragrance? Yeah. It's in powder form and it smells like 52 hours awake. That's my joke.
That's it. They have it. 10 points going their way. A politician in California has proposed legislation that would not only legalise marijuana, but allow the state to tax the $20 billion a year industry. Now that's a green revolution. Democrat Tom Amiano says although some people think he's a bit green, a bit potty, even a bit of a dope, he's been hashing it out for a long time, mulling it over, letting it bubble away. He used to be against it, but he's turned over a new leaf, and now the smoke's cleared. It's time to pipe up. We tried to contact him for a comment, but he couldn't come to the phone because he was laughing at a crayon. Mikey, Julia, Liz, hop in.
OK.
Oh, hello, doll.
Oh, yeah.
Skippy Bush Kangarooga.
Yes. Actually, did you hear this guy? Because he is Swiss. And when he was talking about it on the news, he was saying, I grabbed the kangaroo and I felt its weight against me and it was hairy. It was like the creepiest letter to Penthouse.
Maybe it wasn't a kangaroo, it was Wayne Carey.
Didn't you say that at first he thought it was a ninja jumping in his window? Wasn't he quoted as...
He was quoted as saying
Yeah,
he thought it was a ninja jumping through the window, and then I heard an interview and he was like, yeah, I thought it was a ninja, and then they got onto the phone to his wife and they said to his wife, did you think it was a ninja?
In
and
a
she was
furry
like,
suit.
And she was like, no, I just thought it was a kangaroo.
Basically, we've got kangaroos in plague proportions, and I've been saying this for years. There will come a time when they turn on us. And so I think the best bet is if we can get the kangaroos into the harbour to fight the sharks.
Yeah.
They have it. 10 points. In Canberra, the Benman family got a bit of a shock recently when a 40-kilogram kangaroo crashed through their window and jumped on top of them while they were lying in bed. What's that, Skip? You're going to the Benmans to give them the fright of their lives? Verity's husband, Beat, who's Swiss, was half asleep and thought it was, and I quote, a lunatic ninja, which they're obviously plagued by in Switzerland. Beat got the kangaroo in a headlock and wrestled it down the hallway, then used one hand to open the front door and push it outside. Yeah. Normally, when the Swiss are attacked by lunatic ninjas or giant kangaroos, they throw up their hands and say, I'm neutral. Let me... I'm neutral. Let me hide your money for you. But he went the biff, so he must be settling in. Verity described her husband's heroics as Crocodile Dundee-esque, so he's now being investigated by the tax office. After one skippy round of Good News Week, the Hooper team are on 10 points, the Robbins team 10 points. Coming up, Clash of the Titans.
Good News Week.
During the break, as we did things for money we're not proud of, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Hooper, Saleh and Kram have... body hair.
Look, looks like Samuel L. Jackson got a Brazilian.
Akmal, hold it in front of your face.
Okay.
Now you must die!
We found him! We found him!
That's right. Mate, you've just described every taxi driver in Australia. Every time you get into a cab, you go, I found him. But,
Do you want to keep playing with it? You've got another hour, I think.
hello, girls.
Advanced hair, yeah.
Yeah. Cleo's most ineligible bachelor. And I've got this.
A
Look.
magnifying glass.
Yes. This is an absolutely true story. There was a scam on the net, and people should watch out for it. You know, it said increase the size of your penis, and they were asking for £100 English, and it arrived 2 weeks later, and it was a magnifying glass. Sucked in. Sucked in. Man, it works. Man, even with that, it's still small.
I'm sorry, that is like the creepiest show bag of all time.
Yeah.
And for the kids, the pubic puppet.
This show seems to be going completely off the rails and into Hellville.
What do you mean going?
God.
Hey, we've got a compete with underbelly, you should take your top off.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to compete.
And this.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a drum.
Well, I'm sitting here in this womb, looking at the world around. I'm looking out my belly button window. I can only see frowns, and I'm wondering whether they want me around.
You can tell he's a professional because as soon as he picked it up, he said, "This is a drum." I thought it was a bagpipes.
Just keep that hair away from me.
And Robbins, Morris and Ellis, Scott.
No.
Come on, Feather, you love it. You know you love it. A French maid.
I tried this. Testicles are still itchy.
We also have sporting paraphernalia.
Oh, quite suits me, doesn't it?
Oh, the colour's lovely, and it's really lifting your eyes.
Thanks, darling. And I've got a...
Don't put that hat on your beautiful hair. Yeah, get it on your hand. That's all right.
Yeah, it's like...
Mikey, that looks shit house.
And we also have this.
Women in uniform, sometimes there ain't nothing so cold. Women in uniform, ooh, they feel so warm. Women in uniform, women in uniform, women.
All that unusual news at the end of the show. Right now, a contest called Clash of the Titans. Akmal and Julia, come on down.
This is like that show, but different.
Akmal and Julia will face off on the battleground of current affairs. First with the correct answer gets the points. But to make sure it doesn't turn into rabble, you must buzz in. All
yes.
Right? Your names are your buzzers.
Oh.
Let's check them.
I always let my face be my passport, so now that my name is my buzzer, I'm loving it.
Akmal.
Akmal Riyad Abdul Malik Saleh.
We were only expecting Akmal, but I really like that.
That's my full
buzzer.
name.
That's good.
Otherwise, the family get offended.
And Julia.
Julia!
Do you want to try your buzzer again? It seemed to have a problem.
I'm convinced I remembered what it was, but I've got nappy brain. I thought, it is definitely Julia, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do I have to yell out my own name? Because it reminds me of sex. It just reminds me of too much. I can't think.
Well, start yelling out my name again.
Julia! That doesn't remind me of sex yet, but it might. Really funny.
Some magic could happen.
Yes,
I would prefer that you stayed with your own names if it's possible, even though it's going to be irksome for you and bring up painful memories of failure.
Therapy.
I doubt it.
OK, here we go. A British GP has suggested a way to control the global obesity crisis.
Akmal. Stop feeding your faces, you fat pigs.
Yeah.
That's how he put it. He wasn't very eloquent, doctor, but he was qualified. Which is more than I can say for my family. We've all been on a current affair for being dodgy doctors. You know who you are. That's not a joke, that's real. You may remember them from TV. They look like this. That is sadly true.
So I'll finish the question for Julia. What is it?
I beg your pardon?
A British GP has suggested a way to control the global obesity epidemic. What is it?
he's taxing chocolate.
Thank you very much.
Or he wants to.
This is going so much better than I expected. I thought it was going to be chaotic and weird.
Yeah. Is this an ethnic thing? What's going on?
Who's Australia's only Liberal Premier?
Akmal. I mean, sorry. Akmal Riyad Abdul Malik Saleh. But you can call me Craig. That's my Aussie name, yeah. It's a Western Australian guy. Yes. And his name is John Haddon, something. You know,
Colin
Colin Powell. Colin Bartlett. Colin Barnett. Colin Barnett? You know, Colin Barnett. I knew it was Western Australia. You know, if you ask that again and I answer it, we can just edit and make me look intelligent.
Who's Australia's only Liberal Premier?
Akmal. Colin Barnett.
Thank you.
Yeah, huh?
Which American pop star recently announced his farewell tour in London?
Akmal!
I didn't say my name.
Akmal. Michael Jackson.
Thank you.
Michael Jackson.
Smooth.
And someone should call him and say we got his hair.
What's he going to call the tour?
Farewell, everyone.
No. Who wants a little jiggle?
Apparently he's doing it.
I'm loving my own work today.
That's fantastic.
I'm loving it.
One thing that is fascinating me is that I'm not quite sure why you're doing it, but you don't have to hit.
Oh, I know.
You just have to say your name, but you're both hitting something.
It's an old style of a century hangover.
Can we maybe swap? Maybe I can be Julia.
No, you've got
you
to
should
be...
so be
I
me,
want to be
it's
Julia,
unreal.
then I can play with my breasts.
You don't have to be me to do that. You just have to be around.
We're still talking, who would have thought?
Yeah, we had a deal, remember?
Oh, yeah.
It's going great.
I just want to say... Yeah. What about this question? What's the best album of the year by Kram?
No, hang on a minute.
Mixtapes?
Baby, you're me.
Yeah. And don't you know who I used to be? And it's Queen Elizabeth when she was very attractive.
We have one more question and then we can stop this horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's this? Look.
This is for the game.
Akmal is brilliant. I have many fantasies about him and wet dreams. But he doesn't notice me. What a prick. What? I didn't know that.
I meant bricks of strength.
I'm hurt.
Within 10 years, researchers hope to be growing which part of the human head?
Akmal!
Oh, how'd you know that?
No, I thought you were going to say... No, I thought...
He's only said his name so far.
I thought you were going to say, within 10 years, I would like to finish this segment. But it didn't finish that way. I didn't actually hear the question.
J-Mo!
J-Mo?
What is J-Mo?
Inside your teeth. And it's called... I've forgotten its nappy brain.
Teeth is great.
Wow. Oh. The thing in your mouth.
Can you please thank Akmal and Julia? The Hoopers now on 15 points. The Robinsons on 20 points. After the break, we give some good headlines.
It's Good News Week.
We call this giving headline. Claire Hooper, what's this about? Chimp turns gorilla.
Oh, this is about Santino the chimp, who spends his mornings before the zoo opens collecting rocks that would be good projectiles. And then when the zoo opens, he biffs them.
I'm sorry.
At people that stare at him.
What's wrong with good old-fashioned monkey poo?
Yes. Maybe he's throwing rocks. Maybe he's a Palestinian monkey.
Researchers have noted that, you know, what is interesting about the story is that the chimp shows the ability to imagine future scenarios. And I'm like, well, what it shows is that the chimp hates being looked at. But it's also a kind of beautiful connection to humanity because it's nice to know that other animals hate their day job like most humans.
The zoo went ape shit, apparently. But I think they're stupid because they should have used it to their advantage. They should have used it as a ploy, you know, like if you got hit with the rock, you know, you get a shirt saying, I got stoned at the zoo. And who hasn't done that, right? I mean, we've all done that. You know, you go in and the whole thing just takes on... You look at the elephant, you go, man, you got big balls.
We're gonna move along from Akmal's adventures stoned at the zoo to the next headline. Slamming sticks into skins beats flab and the blues. Oh. What's it about?
If you play the drums, you'll be hot and sexy like me.
You cut the headline short, doesn't it? Isn't it meant to be a bit longer? Doesn't it say slamming sticks into skins beats flab and the blues and personal hygiene?
It's about masturbation then.
This is quite amazing. They found that drumming reduces your potential for depression. And it's true, I bought a drum kit and I drummed for like 12 hours and my depression lifted. But all my neighbours have got severe depression. And they're really fat.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. 15 points. Our research project in the UK has found video games which feature interactive drumming could help improve both physical and mental health. The project found playing the drums is very good exercise and playing the piano accordion is still hilarious. Playing drums can even improve your self-esteem, simply with the knowledge that at least you're not the bass player.
Yeah.
OK, are we ready to give some headline? Mikey?
Yes, mate.
Yes?
Yes, indeed.
OK. I spy with my fake eye. What's it about?
Oh, God,
I know, it's so rare that I know something. That's why I get overexcited.
You look like you've got a fake eye when you pull that face.
There was a man who, when he was 11, he lost his eye, right?
Yeah.
And then he's a bit of a documentary filmmaker. And so now he can take the eye out and he's put like some sort of bed of fancy equipment on it. Not a big bed, but like a equipment scenario / computer thing. And then he slips it back in his eye and he can film stuff, but he said he can turn it on and off. And I said to my husband this morning, can you turn it on and off with a wink?
Can you imagine being in a bar and a guy, he's winking at me and all he's doing is taking photos? He's really
Actually, I'll tell you one thing. Before you got into bed, you were making sure that was turned off.
I think instead of facing it forwards, he should turn it around to face inside his brain so we can find out what the hell he's thinking.
Pertinent comment.
But you know, he's a filmmaker and he's made over 1,500 films, but they're all the same. They're all of people walking up to the camera and going, what's wrong with your eye?
Finally, losing bad as death.
Well, you know about this, Liz. A recent report... No. It's a sports story, and some fans have equated their team losing, particularly when they didn't expect them to lose, as being a feeling akin to losing a relative.
Yeah, it's a great loss when you lose.
Mind you'd be delighted to lose some relatives.
That's like a win. With my family, that'd be like a grand final.
Does it feel like that as a player?
Oh, no, you don't care, really. No, you do care. Although it's awful as a player when you lose. You spend the next, like if it's a grand final or something like that, you spend months, particularly if you lose by one, you spend months and months just going through the last play, what if. Although I was a goalkeeper, so losing was never my fault. It was always the goal shooters who missed the goal. So that was fine.
Hang on. How about those goals that maybe you didn't save?
Oh, Mike, you're quibbling.
All right.
Not the issue.
Has anyone ever got aggressive with you and said, you shouldn't have missed the blah, blah, blah?
No, because no one cares about netball that deeply. Oh, no, not when I was playing. Now they do a lot. But now that's my career to say that people do care about it. They do care about it deeply.
Of course they care.
Yeah. But back when I was playing, no one gave a shit.
Liz is right, ladies and gentlemen, 5 points. According to a new research paper from Victoria University, for AFL fans, a big loss by their team can be like dealing with the death of a loved one. At least with the death, you get a trophy to put on your mantelpiece. Dr. Matthew Clubman found that the more likely a team is to win, the more crushing the defeat. That's why this problem doesn't happen in England. Some fans just resort to sugarcoating the truth to their kids. It's okay, son. Collingwood are up there now with Kazali. Over there now, 40 points. Over there, 45 points. Up next, So You Think You Can Mime.
It's good news week.
It's time for a mime. Kram, we need you.
You know, the last time I saw Marcel Marceau, he had a Motorhead shirt as well.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Oh, you're prepared.
Cigar?
Wow, I love it.
What are you exactly doing?
Okay. Okay.
Kram, your time begins now.
Okay, I'm going to do it 3 parts, okay?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Do you understand the concept of mime?
Can you do it through drumming? 3 words.
Yeah, 3 bits. It's and the first one it is a TV show. It's a chalkboard. Teacher, school.
Painter.
So artist.
Artist.
Yeah.
Artist.
Second bit. Something little.
Little canvas. Phone.
Fine. Telephone. Okay, phone number. Ringing. Dial tone.
Answering machine.
Thank you. Right?
Nice, yeah.
Marcel Marceau. Woo! Whoa! Wow! Someone left an answering machine message saying they have epilepsy.
Close. Okay.
Okay, so an artist
Yep.
heard a message on the answering machine.
You got a message from God on the answering machine.
Yes, and an artist has allowed people to leave messages for God on the answering machine.
Yeah!
For a few extra points, do you know the country? It wasn't mine.
It was in Europe.
Yes.
One more for the country, okay?
The country.
Well, the gloves.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, right?
The country?
Holland.
Thank you. Kram and everyone on that team was right. A Dutch artist has set up an answering machine where people can leave messages for God. The artist's name is Johan van der Dong.
You know, it pretty much writes itself from there on in.
An answering machine. So it seems God doesn't have a mobile. All-powerful creator of the universe, my arse. If you ring the machine, you hear, "Hi, this is God. I'm everywhere at the moment. So please leave a message and continue to kill the unbelievers." The bulk of the messages on God's answering machine, a priest phoning in at 3 a.m, drunk on communion wine saying, "I love you. I love you so much. Why don't you ever pick up?" So you think you can mime Liz Ellis?
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Come on, girl. You know you want them.
I saw you with them and I'm
My
like,
gloves are
be prepared for
God, you have never looked shorter.
You are.
Some would consider that God made a mistake because I think this could be the perfect height.
Oh, great. It's difficult. I'm stuck here with nappy brain.
Your time begins now.
Okay,
I dream of Genie.
Egypt.
Club Med.
Egypt.
Belly dancer.
Egyptian. Indian.
India. Why didn't you just do a turban? But anyway, keep going. India. India.
Okay.
Gun.
Indian guns. Indian rifles? You're sleeping with an Indian rifle?
With the enemy.
Listen to her.
What did you say?
Gun lovers.
Oh, gun lovers! Oh,
Indian gun lovers.
Indian gun lovers have got a new CD out. It's called Mixtape. Indian gun lovers are writing.
I know it.
Oh.
Because I want to see the next bit. The next bit I want to see.
Which is?
The only thing is I'm not sure that I got it. Can you do the last bit again?
Well, the best thing is my husband's in the audience and he's suddenly really scared.
Lift and separate, that's the way. Young Indian men are loving their guns so much that the government have decided that if they want to get a licence for their gun to be able to buy one and own it themselves, that they have to have the bag snipped.
Liz, that was a gorgeous job,
That was
especially the
fantastic.
vasectomy.
Well done, yeah.
Can you please thank Liz Ellis?
Yay for money!
If you didn't quite understand it, a district in central India has come up with a ball terror of an idea. They'll fast-track your application for a gun licence if you have a vasectomy. Well, that's one way to keep the population down. Well, actually, that's two ways to keep the population down. So now the only nuts that can shoot are the guys with nuts that can't. But it's no surprise. But it's no surprise the locals want guns. It comes from all those childhood years playing Indians and Indians. And while you're waiting for your licence, you can always make a slingshot out of your now useless scrotum. But use the stones wisely, you only get 2. Them now on 55 points, them on 50 points. Strange but True is next.
It's Good News Week.
Let's see those strange but true clues once more. Claire, Akmal, Kram, you had the body hair.
Yep.
The magnifying glass.
Yeah, I was thinking, does this look like an Amazonian tribesman? I always want to go to the Amazon to find those guys with the lips and just ash in their mouth.
Can you show me that again? Can I see it? Can I...
I always thought it...
No, that's gingivitis.
Yeah. It can be both.
And this.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm sitting here in this room, looking at the world around. I'm looking out my belly button window, and I only see your frowns. And I'm wondering if there's no one around. All right.
What's it all about?
It's about a scientist who's been studying belly button fluff. Yeah. But what I love about this story is that he's been studying his own fluff, not other people's. 503 pieces of his own belly button fluff, and his findings are that some human hairs have little microscopic hooks which actually trap lint and direction it down into the navel. There are some questions raised by the story. What's the evolutionary purpose of hook-like hairs that drag lint into the belly button? The second one is he really a scientist?
They're actually making a movie about it. It's called The Curious Case of My Belly Button. Starring Brad Pitt.
Belly button can be useful. Like when I was 150 kilos, I could make a whole jumper out of what was down there. Knit that up.
I'm glad that scientists have figured this out. Now they can work on to more important things like why men have nipples. So I have small nipples. I don't know. Have I showed you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's what you need.
Oh my God, that's the smallest nipple I've ever seen.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. As bizarre as it sounds. Yes, my friends, Austrian scientist George Steinhauser claims to have solved the mystery of belly button fluff. That just leaves disease, aging, death and global warming, and we've solved everything. It's all to do with a particular type of belly hair which acts like barbed hooks. George believes the navel fluff could be eradicated if we start shaving our hairy bellies. But if we did that, where would all the little creatures live?
In your pubes.
Thanks. Thanks for that, Akmal.
Yes, right.
For those who didn't hear, Akmal said, in your pubes. Nice. It's very nice. That's where all the little creatures would live. Mikey, Julia, Liz, you had the French maid?
I come, clean room, have sex, go away.
We also have the sporting stuff.
Sporting paraphernalia.
There we go. And this.
Women in uniform. Sometimes there ain't nothing so cold. Women, they're in uniform. Oh, they feel so warm. Women in uniform. Sometimes there ain't nothing so cold. Women in uniform. Oh, but they feel so warm.
What's it about?
I love it. People are throwing their underwear at me. I'm so Tom Jones. All right. Women in uniform.
Yes, well, it's
Lingerie.
lingerie. It's about male fetishes and fantasies.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks that dressing up in the French maid is your typical bloke's fantasy for, you know, the person he loves. But recent research in England has proven that they would prefer...
I just think blokes in general are a little bit odd. I've got to say...
Well, they would rather have their girlfriends or wives dress up in their team colours.
Yes.
That's it.
That's right. They would prefer to get into bed and find their girlie in there in the sack with their team colours and team uniform rather than the French maid.
Yeah.
And now anyone seeing you in the French maid uniform, I don't know how they could not want that. No. That's a little bit beyond me.
Get on me, I'm horny.
You know, it's amazing how many blokes do love a sports uniform, although I'm a little bit concerned. A lot of male friends of mine have actually rung up over the years to ask if they can borrow my netball, like the lycra, for a 21st fancy dress, and I never get them back. So God only knows...
Probably wouldn't. I wouldn't even be washing them, I'd be burning them.
But you know there's an advantage for women, because if the guy goes too long, the women can just give him a red card.
Yeah, go too long.
They have it. According to a survey of male football teams in Britain, men would rather see their wives and girlfriends in bed in their favourite team's uniform than in lingerie. Bedroom football does have a lot of advantages. For example, you can get to change ends at half-time. If you're worried there are a few telltale signs the game is getting in the way of the sex, you insist on beginning with a toss. After orgasm, you run around with a shirt over your head, then kiss all your mates, and every successful manoeuvre is followed by a man in a white jacket going... Stay tuned, ball boys. Fast Money is next. Here we go, the game that keeps on giving Kevin Rudd's Fast Money. In Liverpool, a motorist was having a nice chat on his hands-free mobile when he was pulled over by the cops. What was his offence?
He was breastfeeding.
No. That was last week.
Yeah. He was...
Come on, this is fast money.
He was playing Wii.
You don't know it? No? Anybody?
Masturbating.
Excessively laughing while driving.
Oh, he was thinking about masturbating.
In Florida, a woman has been charged with misusing 911 after she repeatedly rang police.
Yeah.
What was the emergency?
The McDonald's had run out of McNuggets.
You've got it. In Leicestershire, the county council has spent more than $12,000 on satellite navigation units for what?
In where, sorry?
Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
What's going to help you?
Oh, wait a second, yes. Oh, now I know, Leicestershire. Oh, that takes me back.
Wait.
I was on the country estate.
Is it North Leicestershire?
North.
I don't know.
I don't know if you've ever heard. It's like a cliche that sometimes gets bandied around. Quick game's a good game. Have you ever heard? You've never crossed that at all?
No, I heard just keep interrupting as much as you can. That's the motto I grew up with.
To help the council?
It's fleet of lawnmowers.
Oh!
In Fort Worth, Texas, a thief grabbed an old lady's purse and ran. What did she do?
I hope she head-eye tackled him and took him out.
Actually, pretty close. She got in the car and hit him.
Did she?
Jumped in a car, gave chase, knocked him over, got out, retrieved her purse. In Croatia.
North Croatia?
A man who crashed his car through the front window of a business got a bit of a shock when he woke up. Where was he?
He was holding a purse. No. He was in someone's house.
If you randomly have ideas and thoughts, you'll get it eventually.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Was it a brothel?
No.
Oh, was it a police station?
No.
Please tell us.
Please.
He crashed into an undertaker's and landed in an open coffin.
That's Croatia's funniest home videos.
And in the dressing room tonight, Claire Hooper, Akmal, Saleh and Kram scored a low-cut 65 points. Taken by Mikey Robbins, Julia Morris and Liz Ellis in the closing seconds on 85 points. Don't forget, 10.com.au/GNW is where you can see the extra bits, get the podcast and sign up for our new instant messaging service, Twit. Now, don't be too upset, but we won't be here for a few weeks. Next Monday, we'll be raising money for Oxfam at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival Gala, so dig deep, you bastards. Good News Week will return in April with our shows from the Melbourne Town Hall, featuring some of the world's finest sober comedians. So we say, stop touching your belly button, and leave you with the good news for the week ahead. The inquiry into the National Broadband Network will begin reporting very slowly. The Bureau of Statistics will release the figures on Aboriginal home ownership and reveal they have only one. It's called Australia. Rolf Harris will turn 79 and get a letter from the Queen. It's a restraining order. And the Western Australian Air Guitar Championships will be cancelled when the house band's air drummer is caught snorting air cocaine off an underage air groupie. And Australia's relationship with the US will be tested when Kevin Rudd meets Barack Obama for the first time and performs an impromptu version of Ebony and Ivory.